three studies of Desilus's dimension and beam proved the relation between spatial configuration and economic factor, but the urban studies couldn't predict timing of occurrence. Therefore, this study has one academic significance in that it can reveal the relation and characters of the neglect effect in spatial configuration and the economic factor for the first time. Especially for Seoul, the Korean government promoted urbanization plan in 1966 to tackle the development carried like this out after Korean War, and it brought about many change in terms of economic factors. However, the government didn't put in consideration the neglect effect of the spatial configuration and economic factor in the process of urban planning and policy making. As a result, the region imbalance of development accelerated as time went by. For the reason, it is worth choosing Seoul as the object of the research. For this study, 4 different areas were chosen. What showed the most obvious changes in the dimension of urban structure? To analyze the neglect effect between spatial configuration and economic factor of Korea. About 40 years were determined to be included for analysis. This is methodology. First, the change and the economic activity hub was analyzed with the annual employment statistics. It was done so to know the economic trend of Seoul through employment density. The employment hub density is 2 times higher than the average employment density, according to Green's criteria. Second, space syntax was used to analyze the change of the spatial configuration with the map. To do this, the hub was ranked by the number of the actual line of 10% of the global integration map, which cross all districts of Seoul. This study aimed to look into the aspect of the change in the hub of Seoul spatial configuration. To effectively display the contents of the research, ArcGIS was used. Third, time series analysis by area was employed to examine the neglect effect between the spatial configuration and the hub of economic activity. A few of the districts show considerable change in the length of the hub was chosen to be used for the time series analysis. Doing so allowed the comparison of the aspect of the change in the spatial configuration and the hub of economic activity. Geographically weighted regulation and analysis was conducted to analyze lag time by failure in the neglect effect. The analysis used ArcGIS and looked quantitatively into correlation between the spatial configuration and the hub of economic activity. This chapter looks into the trend of Seoul economic activity through employment density. The economic activity hub of Seoul were analyzed with employment density statistics. It showed that the economic activity hub changed from mononucleus to multinucleus during 1981 to 1991. Urban development was the main attribute to the change. As the urban growth gradually reached the complete stage from 2001 to 2011, there was little change in the hub of Seoul economic activity. It can be known that economic activity hub is influenced by the growth rate of urban development. The spatial configuration of Seoul was analyzed by space syntax method. The spatial configuration hub of Seoul changed from mononucleus to multinucleus in 1981, which is 10 years earlier than the hub of economic activity. The change of the spatial configuration is mainly attributed to the to the establishment of infrastructure by urban development. As urban growth becomes slow from 1991 to 2001, the spatial configuration haven't changed much. Therefore, it is known that the power of spatial configuration is also influenced by the growth rate of urban development. Like the economic activity, power and the urban infrastructure has a prompt impact on the configuration. This chapter compares the changing aspect of the power of the spatial configuration and economic activity of Seoul. Area except Yeongdeungpo for 10 years time lag between the spatial configuration hub and the economic activity hub. Spatial, particularly the area of Yeongdeungpo, show the rise of the hub length of the spatial configuration coincide with that the economic activity. Because in 1970s, Yeongdeungpo settled down as an industrial city as manufacturing industry boomed, absorbing population. As a result, massive consumer market was formed. However, as it tuned to 1990s, labor dispute and demand of wage rise by labor aggravated instability, again leading to the sluggish export. Manufacturer started to disappear in the area. It was confirmed through the analysis by the autonomous district of Seoul that Yeongdeungpo was the place where factory was transported most often, pushing down the number of employees rapidly. This chapter quantitatively examines the correlation between the power of the spatial configuration and the economic activity of Seoul from 1971 to 2011. It turns out that the GWR, or economic activity hub of 1981 is higher by 0.16 for the special configuration of 1971 than for 1981. And it turned out that the GDPR or the economic activity of 1991 is higher by 0.06 for the special configuration of 1981 than for 1991. The Korean government established urban development plan to restore the devastated city by Korean War. In the process, the urban space structure of Seoul had changed notably from 1960s to 1990s. The rate change of the spatial configuration was interlinked with the half of the economic activity in the lead-lag effect, relation by which the economic activity have changed, usually in 10 years later. In 1990s, most area of Seoul development and so seen, then there wasn't much change in the spatial configuration until 2000s. During this time, various variables have the lead-lag effect relation, but time lag become shortened. Comprehensively, it is known that there exists lead-lag effect between spatial configuration and economic factors, and time lag happens when the speed or urban change is rapid. It means that the spatial configuration also coincides with the establishment of infrastructure by urban development, affecting the economic activity throughout time passage. This study succeeded in identifying the lead-lag effect between spatial configuration and economic factors, and could suggest that the change of economic factors follows spatial configuration. If scholars attempt to study on spatial configuration in future, based on this finding, they will help them predict the timing or economic factor change. In addition, they will be helpful in deciding urban planning and policies. Thank you.
Sorry, can you remind us how did you determine the economic hubs? What sort of parameters you used?
이코노믹 허브를 정할 때 뭘 기준으로 합니까? If you don't mind, I can.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
이코노믹 커브
고용비를 안 했어?
여기서 보면 다양하게 정할 수 있는데 지금 일단
Not in your data. Or employment hub. Is it land use based on land use?
토지 이용이 기반해가지고
토지 이용 기반의 하는 건 아니고 밀도의
density of population.
Density of population. So he had data for all years, and then you looked at every year and looked at these 10 years period. Yes?
In terms of employment.
In terms of employment.
Density of employment.
Very interesting.
So employment density is a z-score greater than or equal to 3. That's hub. Yeah?
Yes.
So what's it telling us about Seoul?
서울에 대해서 이게 지금 연구가 얘기해주는 뭘 서울에 대해서 뭘 얘기하는 것인가 어려운 질문이긴 한데 대충 한번
지금 서울의 불균형 현저히 일어나고 있는데 이것은 이들의 이펙트를 이해하지 않고 도시 설계에 참여를 했기 때문에 이런 현상이 일어나는데 이들의 이펙트를 좀 더 생각을 하고 도시 설계를 해야 돼요.
무슨 얘기야?
이들의 선행 이들.
So the urban planner should bear in mind that there could be some time lag between the spatial planning and the real economic effect could be coming later. So it does not happen promptly. I think that's his point.
So it's a very important point. And there is a political risk because most politicians are interested in the short term, the next election.
Exactly.
This says it's 2 elections' time.
Yeah.
They have to think a bit long term rather than.
That's what Ilya saw in the newspaper.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Politics is short and the city is long.
Yes.
Long.
Very good.
But you remember, we have seen the recovered river where the lighting festival was.
Yes.
And because of that success, the once mayor became a president.
Ah.
Right after that.
So in
that's
in political progress,
yes.
that's also a long game.
Sometimes the spatial change can make a right,
use it as a
prompt impact
Yeah.
in the political.
It's a very common thing. I mean, the mayors or politicians, they use these big projects
Exactly.
to promote themselves. Sometimes they jump from mayorship to presidentship, and that's the kind of bridge that they.
So I think what's very interesting about the river project, it'd be interesting to know whether the economic effect of that is shorter term than 10 years. I think it will be. It'll be a shorter term, almost instantaneous effect of that project on surrounding value. But in China, mayors at the moment only survive in terms of how tall the building is. Yes, all they want is a building taller than the last mayor. Yeah. That project is very interesting because it's about quality of the street. That transformation from big to high quality, I think, is a very important transformation. The uncovering the river is a landscape intervention on the ground and makes a difference to quality of life.
Actually, the presenter, he wants to develop this idea to talk about uneven development, some kind of injustice in spatial development. But maybe it's his job in PhD. He's in best course now.
Yes.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.